Welcome back to Money Matters, and as I said before, we're here with Mr. Rommel Aimey of the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union. Tell me, why would a person need a mortgage?
Now, there's certain big decisions that persons need to make. What we call lifetime decisions or lifetime investments. These would include, purchasing property, building your own dream house, even purchasing land. Now, everyone doesn't have the cash to do that at the same time. So what happens is that the mortgage is a vehicle that we use as a method of financing the person's dream, so that every Barbadian can have a piece of the rock.
Right. But I've heard some people saying that they don't trust mortgages and they'd rather take the time and build the cash on their own and build a house themselves, so to speak. What would you say are the benefits of having a mortgage versus trying to do it on your own?
Well, it's a well-known fact that the longer you take to do something, the more money it's going to cost. So by getting the mortgage, you get to build your house or that investment you want to make, you get to do it now, as opposed to stretching it over a period of time where inadvertently it will cost more money. Okay. So that's why it's so important that you come and get a mortgage so you can do what you want to do now and then make other plans for the future. Get that out of the way, plan for something else.
Tell me some of the different types of mortgages that exist.
Okay, all right. At the credit union, we offer 3 different types of mortgages, right? We have the mortgage for the member who is now looking to build or purchase a property, right? That is one type. Then there's some persons who, for some reason, they just want to purchase some land. They're looking at maybe investing in their children's future or doing something else in the future. So we have the mortgage where you just purchase the land alone. And then there's some persons who could have inherited a property, a house, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And there's the third type of mortgage where we actually look at the equity from the existing property that you have, which would presently have no ties, and we will look at using that as security for the mortgage.
Let's say, for example, I wanted to purchase a piece of land. What would I need to do? Like what would you advise me to do?
Well, usually what I advise persons to do is have an idea of what you qualify for a mortgage first. Right. If you're planning to build in the immediate future. Because you don't want to be a situation where you go and purchase a piece of land, and then when you're looking at how much you qualify for the mortgage, you don't have enough room to actually, qualify to build on the land. Right. So I encourage persons to, get an idea of what you qualify for, come in, speak to us, and then from there you can make a decision as to what price range you're looking at for your land purchase. The land loans run for a period of 20 years, right, and we offer competitive interest rates also. Right? For the persons that are looking to do their mortgage now, right, we have a maximum period of 35 years, which is pretty long.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
As I said, we try to be competitive. We heard the masses. We extend the time to suit the younger persons that are looking to get their mortgages from early. So we extend that time so that it could benefit them. You don't have to be saddled with too much debt all during your old age. You can start from early. Right. So that's the mortgage. And our home equity loan, which is the third mortgage that I was talking about, that also too runs for a period of 20 years.
So let me ask you this. Do you guys ever give that length of time, meaning for the basic regular mortgage, to an older person? Because I have heard in some instances where an older person, let's say a person who's over 50, is not given as much time as a younger person to repay the mortgage. How do you deal with that age discrepancy?
At the credit union, Barbados Public Workers, our mortgages go up to age 65. Okay. Right? So for a person that's 50, that's about 15 years or so to repay, because as you would know, some persons develop in their career later than others.
Yeah.
But to counter that, what we did is our subsidiary, Capital Financial, they actually do mortgages up to age 70. Right? So if it's a situation where the person just needs that extra time, they could also be diverted over to Capital to do their mortgage there as well.
Okay.
Right? So we try to cater to both the younger professionals and then also the person that would have developed a little later, after they finish the masters or whatever the case may be, they can still come do the mortgage. If it's a situation where they need some more time over age 65, then we have our subsidiary Capital who can facilitate that as well.
Okay, so no need to feel rushed or that they're disadvantaged because you're further along in age.
No, no.
Okay.
We cater to whatever pace you're going at, we can cater to that as well.
Who can come to you and apply for a mortgage?
Well, our membership right now is open to everyone, all the sundry. As long as you come and open your membership is a very easy process, not limited to public workers or anymore.
So you don't necessarily have to be public workers in the sense that you
No.
work for the government or anything like that?
No, not have to be public workers. Anyone can come. You can have your membership done, and as long as your membership has been ratified, then you are eligible then to apply for a loan, or in this case, the mortgages.
What would I need to bring to you if I'm applying for a land loan?
Okay. For the land loan, what we would want you to bring is a valuation of the actual plot of land, so we know what the market value of the land is, the plot of sale of the land. Also, we will be looking to get the letter of sale from the vendor. Right? In addition, we would also like you to bring your job letter and pay slip so we can be able to, calculate your debt to service ratios and so on. Right?
What about those of us who might be self-employed and therefore we can't go to a boss and ask for a job letter because we are the boss?
Right.
How do we compensate for that?
Okay. Well, in the case of the self-employed persons, we would ask you to bring in audited financials for the past 3 years, and that would substitute for the payslip and job letter. So the process is still the same, but it's just that one extra step where you would bring your financials into us.
Okay. And if the person if they're running like a micro enterprise and their financials will not necessarily be audited, how does that work?
Well, we too, you can have your unaudited financials brought in as well. We have our financial analyst on hand who peruses and analyzes all the information to give us an idea then of how your cash flow, how your business is doing, so then we can make a decision to send it on to the credit committee.
What's the average length of time that it would take for an approval to come back if I were applying for a land loan?
Okay, Strad. Depending on the information that you brought in, it could take as little as 1 week to know if you've been approved for your plot of land.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Right? In terms of the legal process, that legal process could vary to as little as 6 weeks to all the way maybe just 3 months or so, all depending on the accessibility of us getting the titles, the information to the titles and so forth, the searches and so on.
So can you give us a little explanation as to what these searches entail, or maybe why they have to be done?
Well, in general, because we're going to be using that land as security, we would just like to be at ease as far as knowing that we've purchased the land from not only some person that's reputable, but also that there's no judgments and stuff associated with the actual land. Because you don't want to be a situation where, you've gone through all your legal stuff, whatever the process was there, and for some reason, the land is involved in, something else. Right. So that's why it's so important that we do the search at the inception of the whole process, so that we don't butt upon any hiccups later down.
Okay, we got to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll be discussing mortgages of homes.